Well, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome to the most inconsistent series on all of YouTube, and that is Hermit Quest, the building of this incredible map, which will be, of course, the successor to the Hermit Wars, which was so fun last year. And we are currently in the building phase, and this should be episode 4. In our last episode, of course, we were with Stress Monster, and we built some trees and hung out with her, which was so awesome. And I'm really pleased to announce that I finally have some progress. Look at this. It's progress. Isn't that great? If I could only tell you guys some of the crazy stuff that has gone on to prevent me from making episodes on this series, you wouldn't even believe me. But just in the last week, I've had internet problems. I've had power problems. I've had everything stacked against me, but I'm here, and if you guys are excited about it, definitely hit that like button, and let's get started with this. So this, of course, is the kind of base structure of my entire design. This main tower has been built up and ready to roll. So my thoughts are that we're going to take this tower, and we're going to build one on this side over here, and we're going to build a little archway right here, and of course, this is the pathway down to the main path, and of course, Rendong's been busy working on that down below. And I'm very excited about that. I really like the design of the tower. It's a little bit similar to our last build on the previous Hermit Quest, which was Hermit Wars. And it's kind of different because what we're going to be doing with this is we're going to be creating a different style castle with this. This is a living castle. People are actually living within the walls, unlike our previous one, which was a magical school, which was abandoned because of a student that got a little carried away with the magic and destroyed half the school. And that particular student, of course, was named Harry Scar at Scarred Rock Magic School, but this is an actual living castle. So this is going to be really fun to be able to create something that people are actually, living in. So that's a cool way to kind of start out, and it gives you a little bit of an idea going forward with the design on how to populate it and change the way everything is built. Instead of everything dilapidated, everything's a little bit nicer. Everything's a little bit more upkept. And the main reason this castle was built here in the first place is these beautiful crystals. So these are the crystals that are going to live within the ground all around the castle. So we're going to have these little kind of archways built up here. Wait, there already is an archway. I don't know what this is. Somebody's been building under here. I have no idea what this is. This goes somewhere that I have no idea where, but I'm gonna have to ask somebody what that is. Hopefully there's still some room, because what we're gonna be building is these little kind of tunnels, and they're mostly just for show, but within those they'll be mining out these crystals, and those crystals are what the people living in the castle use for their magical abilities. So of course they'll look a little more fancy than this, but you can see this beautiful block. It's actually called a crystal block, so kind of a win-win right there. So I'm really excited about that. And the main area where the player, because of course this isn't a map for show, this is a map for playing within. So we got to think in those terms also when we're building. But where you're going to go to enchant your tools, your armor, things of that nature, is going to be called a crystal grotto, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So think in the terms of the Crystal Cave in Scarland, think of my brand new design in Wells Dwarven Kingdom, and it's gonna be amazing. And I'm very excited about this whole design that we have planned here, and I really hope you guys are too. Now remember, this series is kind of inconsistent a little bit, but over the next week or two, I hope to get more episodes out and actually completely finish this within the next week. And I think we can. Do you guys believe in me? If you say no, I totally understand, but some little bit of confidence will go a long ways. But anyway, let's get started here. And I was complaining on stream about, well, I don't know how to use that fancy world edit. But Augie, of course, who built the wonderful kingdom that's right there. Well, trust me, it's there. It's just kind of hiding in the clouds. He helped me by creating a little instructional tutorial for how to copy and paste structures inside World Edit. So I'm kind of excited about this. So let's get started with this. So first thing we got to do is go / wand. So wait, there it is. Boom, we got ourselves a wand. That's beautiful. Okay, next. Left click with the axe on one of the emerald ores right on the other, left on the other. Okay, all right, sorry. Dyslexia messed that all up. Anyway, stand in the middle of the wall on top and do / copy. Okay, beautiful. Go to, what have I done? What have I done? Oh, I put it in my other hand. Go to the blue wool on the towers that need making, do / paste /A. Now that's because of air. It minuses the air. I learned that. I've been doing my research. It will paste with no air. Ta-da! You have a pasted in a tower. I love it. Beautiful. Okay, let's do this. So let's go to the top of this tower. Oh, here's the first block. Here's an emerald. All right, here we go. Bam! First position secured. Oh, I'm actually kind of excited about this here. Okay, next position. Bam! Second position secured. Look at us. We're like pros at this. Wow, I'm just like shocked at the moment. Okay. Down here, right? We're down here, we're looking good. Okay, so / copy. So let's get that loaded. Oh, maybe caps might not be the best thing. Maybe not the best. Okay, did we it? Okay, we just copied 10,000 something blocks. Okay, I'm slightly nervous to be honest. I don't want to destroy the world because people put a lot of hard work in here, and I don't want to ruin what people have done. Okay, I'm a little bit nervous here. I'm a little nervous here. Are you guys nervous with me? I hope not. Okay, here we go. Bam! Oh, it worked! It worked! It worked! Oh, I'm so excited. It worked! Look at that! It's amazing! It's wonderful! It's beautiful! Oh, I love it. All right. Thank you so much, Augie. And of course, I'm going to have a link to Augie's channel in the description. I want you guys to head over there and let him know you are grateful for the kind of support that he gave me in this little tutorial. This actually helped me a lot. And if you guys did that for me, go over there, check out his videos, subscribe. They're very, very, very good videos, especially on, like we've talked about, you know, really creating like immersive, you know, environments, and his videos building the castle. Oh, look, you can actually see it. I'll just give you a sneak peek. See, that's what you can find on his channel. It's kind of amazing. But look at that, guys. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? So now what we need to do is start coming up with a design that will make up a little arch here. And of course, that is the entrance into the structure. Now, one thing I want to make sure when doing this is I want one way in and one way out. So there's no way of going, you know, entering the structure from the exit and no way of exiting the entrance. At least that's what I'm kind of hoping to achieve, because that's what we did in our last series and I think it came out really well. But if we just have one entrance and one exit just at this gate, that's like plan B. But plan A, of course, is to create, you know, what I just talked about. So I'm going to start coming with some ideas on this particular tower design. And I don't really want to replicate this same tower on all of the edges. I might do it, but I would love to kind of vary it up a little bit. Also, on some of the towers, I might add like a small little spire sticking up on the sides. I think that might be kind of awesome. So give me a couple minutes. Let me think about this a little more, and I'll be right back. And welcome back. We've got a little progress taking place, and I think that's looking decent. We got a, you know, a very, very basic start on some walls and a really kind of, like I said, basic entrance. And I think it's coming out. Now, I love adding these little kind of niches in the walls. I love these little details here, and I really hope that they are achieving what I want them to be, is just something to break up the stone. We can add a lot of texture, a lot of variation in stone. As you can see, where's the best example? Down here, where all the skeleton horses are, of course. This is, I think, is a really good variation of stone. See how it's a little bit more well kept at the top, and then as you get down a little bit lower, it becomes a little bit more kind of haphazard and things of that nature. I think there's some really good texture built into this area of the build. And over here, I want to keep it a little bit nicer, but just add that slight element of weather. Make it feel like it's a little bit old, but like I said before, earlier in the episode, it's still lived in. And I think that is definitely coming up very, very well. So still trying to figure out exactly how this is going to go. Am I going to put a little top on top of this area? I'm still considering that, maybe just a slight overhang over the tower walls here. Or am I going to add a little kind of ice cream swirl on top of the towers? Think of like a soft serve ice cream machine and how that kind of makes that little swirl. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. That's delicious and also would look really cool. But I just haven't quite figured out exactly how to do that yet. And welcome back. And I think we've got some decent progress on our entrance. As you can see, I've got a little crystal built up into the entrance there. I've got a roof built up now. And generally, I think it's a decent shape. What I like about it is that it's a little bit of a contrast from the two towers having their flat roofs. This gives it just a little bit more of, say, like a calling out, if you will. You know, when you're walking along, you'll instantly kind of see that before you really see the towers, because it's different. Whereas the towers are the same, your eye is kind of drawn to the kind of center right there. I think, maybe I'm being crazy. Do you think I'm being crazy? I might be a little crazy, but I do like that. Now, the question is, you see that little bit of turquoise in there? Let's jump over to the purple. And if I just jump in here with a little purple like so, that I like the contrast. I like adding just a little extra something in there, and adding the little extra color, of course, really makes the rest of the structure pop. But is it a little much? It might be a little much. It definitely might be a little much, but we'll see. I'm gonna actually put it back to cyan clay. There we go. Very beautiful. And yeah, I do like this. Now, the things that I want to change about the structure, of course, is that the tower walls could use a little something right here. Just something to break up all of these stone bricks along here. Now, we could jump over into, let's see, where do we keep those things? Where are they? I'm looking for the stone slabs. Now, I know within World Edit and Minecraft in general, there are a couple blocks that are hidden. And that, of course, is the stone slab solid block. Now, I've actually made that in my own texture pack, but I don't know how to access it via commands. Now, one thing I was thinking about is if we put these down below here like that, see how that kind of gives it a little contrast? I don't know. I think it's something we can continue to think about and work with a little bit. Other things we can do is maybe even vary it up with maybe a couple little like cobblestones, act as kind of like cracks in the stone. That sounds pretty cool, huh? But yeah, I think that's okay for that. Now I want to talk about something else. So this is the tower design that I'm really happy about. I like the design. I love the little windows in the sides there, but this is a giant tower. So this one's a little bit bigger than the kind of the entrance towers, right? Now, the question is, if the tower is, so think of this in the terms of there's one skinny tower and one big tower. So one big kind of fat tower. So skinny tower, fat tower. Okay, get that? So does it make sense perspective wise or just general looks that the bigger the tower, the shorter, and the skinnier the tower, the taller? So fat tower is kind of smaller, a little lower to the ground, and the skinny tower is quite a bit higher. Now, what do you guys think? Let me know your kind of thoughts on that. My thought is that the kind of the bigger and the more round, the fatter the tower, the lower it should be, and the skinnier should be higher. I think perspective wise, that looks best, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm still, I don't know. This tower right here, I want to do a similar design like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit super fast build mode, start working on this, and just kind of come up with a design, all right? I think that would be super sweet. So hit it. Into super fast build mode, and we have a good chunk of progress done, and I can't be more happy. Just to see this whole thing slowly coming to be has made me really happy. So one thing I just noticed as we cruised over here, I got to work on this side right here. Very plain, very boring. Don't look at that. It's hideous. But on this side over here, I think this is looking really good. So this is a great kind of establishing palette of our landscape for the area. And I think it's going to look really, really nice. Now, of course, this is our wall, and it's just a temporary structure for now. We're eventually going to get all sorts of beautiful details. And one thing I was thinking was, what if, remember this little section under the wall from the entrance where we were kind of figuring out what we wanted to do? What about tying a little acacia wood under it? Doesn't that look fairly nice? I like that because it helps kind of tie in this with the walls. But, you know, I don't know. It's just an idea. Also, one other thing I was thinking about, you know, these are stairs, right? What if, and please, give me some ideas. Shoot me some ideas on Twitter. Like, build this with me. Take a look at my previous build from the prior Hermit Quest or Hunt the Hermit. What? Got a lot of Hunt the Hermits here. I was like, what project am I working on again? But something like that could be really cool. See how it's almost like a giant beam, and then you can kind of see it just kind of poking through right there. It's just an idea that I had in my mind that I wanted to share. But yeah, I think that's looking fairly decent. I don't know. It's a good like starting point. I think we can really work with it. Also, other things I was thinking about was building some little extra details under here. This is a huge expanse, and just having a straight wall going up is not going to look good, guys. It's not going to look good. So my thoughts are that I might run a secondary kind of wall along this portion along here, and then do kind of a decorative top that transitions into this and then up to the top. Thoughts on that? Because I think that could help, because I don't want to have like this giant expanse of a wall. I think that looks very, very ugly, but the general structure of it I think is really, really coming out. And thank you guys so much for watching so far. And well, I know how much you guys love super fast build mode, so let's hit it one more time. Welcome back, and take a look at that incredible detail that we were able to achieve on the time lapse. Look at those walls and the towers. It looks as if this tower grew out of the stone below. I think that looks really, really cool. And with any of these builds, especially this style that I like to do with this really heavy kind of stones and the grays, I really like to make it feel as if these towers and walls have grown out of the ground. It's not as if they were just plopped on the ground, but maybe even carved out of the stone that they are kind of originating from. So I think that looks really, really cool. And of course, the tower has some incredible detail and depth. Look at that. Look at all that depth over there. I love it. And just the feeling of kind of dilapidation, you know, things kind of falling apart, but still there, you know, still being maintained, still kind of being kept up. I think certain areas of this are a little more kept up than others. Maybe on this very, you know, backside here where it's kind of a cliff, it's a little harder to maintain. So it's a little bit, you know, more rugged, but I definitely think this came out really cool. This has taken a while. All right. This has taken about 4 hours or so to get this all accomplished. And it took a long time, a lot of trial and error to get the particular designs that I wanted, but it would be really nice if I could speed it up with World Edit by maybe, you know, not doing 4 sides. So maybe I do one side and then I can copy and paste all 3 other sides. Unfortunately, I'm building each side individually, and all the blocks so far in this area have all been, you know, hand placed, except for the original cylinder that I used to kind of get started with. So yeah, if I could use World Edit, so what I need you guys to help me with is some help with World Edit. So give me some commands and kind of how they work in the comments, and I'll read through those, of course, like I always do, and kind of get some ideas from that. So I can maybe speed it up a little bit, but let's shoot over to the front real quick. And remember this, guys, we started out a long time ago, feels like hours ago. We worked on this, and I think this came out really cool. Very inviting. See how this is a little bit less kind of broken, a little bit more maintained as it's the entrance. And I think it's kind of cool. You know, not every side's perfectly maintained, and some are a little bit better than others. And I think that adds more, you know, believability, a little bit more life to the structure. And I think that's really nice. And in here, I don't know, this is going to be great. We're going to come up with all sorts of great stuff in here, you know, skeleton horse stables, apparently, because There's so many of them around here. We got to give them a home. And yeah, so I'm really, really happy with the way this is coming out. And I hope you guys have enjoyed. And maybe it gave you guys an awesome idea for your own castles. And of course, I hope you guys are excited as I am for Hermit Quest, which is eventually coming. It should be coming pretty soon. We're really getting on the home stretch of everything. And of course, here is Oxy's just incredible structure. This is my neighbor, so I got good company. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the video deserved a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later.